Good morning, everyone. When most people hear the word cancer, they usually think of it as a tumor. You can see that mass. You can point to it and say, that's the source of our problem. We need to get rid of it right away, either with surgery or with medication. However, with leukemia, it is a different ball game altogether. What makes it hard to understand and harder to visualize than other types of cancer is the fact that leukemia is a blood cancer, and you do not necessarily see a tumor associated with it. Welcome to the latest episode of Wake Up to Health Talks. We have with us today Dr. Rahul Bhargav, a leading hematologist from Delhi, to tell us a bit more about this type of cancer. Welcome, Doctor, to the show.
Thank you, Apurva.
So, sir, before we go any further, for the sake of our viewers and for me, how would you describe leukemia to a layman and who has no understanding of leukemia whatsoever?
So, Apurva, leukemia is an uncontrolled proliferation of cells inside the body. Okay. We need to understand that body has got a place called bone marrow, which is an empty space between the bones of your spine and the hip and the leg, where it produces red blood cells, which gives you energy, carries oxygen, as you know. White blood cells fights infection, and platelets helps in stopping bleeding. Any one of these days, these cells just don't follow the rule where the God has said that 100 cells will be formed and 100 cells will die. Mm-hmm. Suddenly 400 cells are started forming and only 50 are dying. So what an irony. We all want to live forever. We don't want to die. But our own cell takes that path of forever living. We start dying. And there's a limited space, limited food, limited energy, limited sugars. So these cells which have become berserk, they start eating more and more, depriving the red blood cells of the nutrients, so that you start feeling weak. Mm-hmm. You start bleeding, and either way around, these WBC counts are dysfunctional, so you can't fight with infection. So understanding leukemia is a difficult scenario because you can't see, as very well you have said, you can't see leukemia. Exactly. You can feel within that there's something wrong. Mm-hmm. And that's where the journey of leukemia starts in. One cell defying the odds of living or dying one day starts living forever. And that's the end of a story for all of us, irrespective of caste, creed, position, or social status.
Absolutely. Leukemia is no caste, no creed. It can affect anyone. So, sir, as we discussed that you cannot see leukemia, you cannot see a tumor, but there might be some signs and symptoms that you can actually understand whether you might be suffering from it or not.
Apurva, very right. I mean, body is a very smart mechanical entity the God has created. It gives you a signal. It gives you a forbearing that there's something wrong. So like weakness, fatigue, and tired. Every day, every female in this country doing a dual job, house and offices, they start feeling weak, fatigue, and tired by the end of the day. But it is a continuous thing where you are feeling more fatigued every day. It is not a constant fatigue. It's an escalating fatigue which you are fearing. Mm-hmm. It's a fever which is not going for 3 weeks. You are losing weight. And this is a mimicker. So tuberculosis can similarly present like this. The lymph nodes which have started growing in neck, which is the size of a peanut, and we are ignoring because we are busy taking care of our household chores and sending our husbands to offices and taking care of our kids before it really grows up to a size of a pumpkin or something like that, before you take a notice and go to the doctor. True. You feel night sweats. You say, oh, it's just too hot. It's just too hot. I have to open some doors and windows here and there. But without realizing that that's been persistent for 6 months. You're having a chronic cough. You're having a breathlessness. You have a pain in the left side of the abdomen. The lump is growing. You are feeling less appetite. You can't eat food. There's a loss of taste. So all these signs and symptoms have been there for 3, 4 months, 5 months before you actually land up to a hospital, which you have been attributing to either to a maid or to your husband or to your neighbors or to God, saying, oh, weather is just not good. Guys, this is not we need to do. We need to listen to the body. And that's what our whole culture says, that we need to be in sync with our body. And that's what is required in today's world. This simple clinical science helps you to determine which is ever escalating, you are deteriorating, you are losing weight, this is the time to go and see the doctor.
That's true. So the symptoms that you mentioned, they're so normal that we might, just chuck away with it and think that these are just the weather, or probably, one or the other reason, but it might actually be leading up to a very serious problem, and we should not ignore it. Very well said, doctor. And when I was researching about it, I actually found that there is no specific reason that can cause leukemia. Can you shed some light on this?
So the only way not to have cancer is not to be born, Apurva. And we are all worried that what has caused us. Rather, the worry should be, if it has caused, what can we do now? I can say about radiations, I can say about benzene, I can say about petroleum products, but do the middle class get exposed to all this? Does the middle class get exposed to the radiation? We are not living in a nuclear powerhouse in Delhi and around, but then still people do get cancers. So the thing is, billions of dollars has gone in to unravel who will develop and who will not develop. But the question is for India is, even if you have developed, what can I do? That's a question which we need to ask. Will I survive? The answer to that is emphatically yes. You are going to survive. You are going to beat the odds of losing to cancer, because in 2020, that's the whole idea of scientific revelations and scientific technology as well as research, is to make people live longer with the diseases, so that the disease does not beat human beings. It's the human beings who beats diseases. So I think it's a very well placed time in 2020 to have leukemias. I should not have, but even if you have, then this is an opportune time, because you have got smarter drugs, you have got much more accessible drugs, and you have got less expensive or more affordable drugs.
So this actually is a very hopeful statement that you can beat the disease. It's not necessary that the disease will get over you. This actually brings me to my next question. What are the kind of recent developments and recent medications that have come across which can help you beat leukemia?
Apurva, so understand, from 1960 there was no targeted therapy. It was like a pan bomb. You take it, put it inside the vein, and wait for miracle to happen, that pan bomb will kill the good cells as well as the bad cells. Hopefully bad cells and not the good cells. Okay, but it was killing all. Comes the era of 1990s and early 2000, where the medication became more smarter in terms that from an IV form, certain things started moving towards oral form, like CML, the oral medication. Have you ever thought, to the viewers, please understand, blood cancer, CML, which was deadly in nature, till 1999, you got another drug called imatinib, oral medication. Just pop up a pill every day at the age of 35 and survive till 65. For the next 30 years, just popping one pill, like a diabetes. So drugs became more smarter. They became oral form. And comes a 2021 era where the drugs are not only oral, but they are targetable. They only goes and kill the bad cells and leave the good cells. So there is no longer hair losses in 60-70% of chemotherapies. You can get away without nausea, vomiting, and it's very difficult for people to make them understand that chemotherapy is not so dreadful as you have seen in Hollywood and Bollywood movies. Like typical Rajesh Khanna losing all his hair and saying lymphosarcoma of intestine. So gone are those days. You can just have an oral pop-up pill, or you have a 2-second IV push, which you can go to the daycare, get a 2-second IV push and disappear and go back to your work. So chemotherapies, in a sense, in 2021 has become much more smarter, and now the era is going towards more immunogenetics based medications, where they can give you a personalized medication based on your own genetic structure. So important thing is, it is better to survive till 2025, because we know in a journey from 1960 onwards, from a 0% survival, we have reached to a 60% survival, and thereafter the technology has advanced in such a manner that every year you bring in loads of drug to cure these people. So 2025 is going to be a much better way, the way we treat leukemias in 2021. So more targetable drugs, more less expensive drugs, more personalized drugs, which is going to affect only you and you. So every genetic makeup is different. So your genetic makeup is different than mine. So how in 1960s and early 2000 we were giving the same chemotherapy based on that we too are human beings. Now the chemotherapy is based on Rahul Bhargav's genetic makeup, it's Apurva Singh's genetic makeup, and XYZ. So this is an era of personalized medicine, and this is where we are actually heading towards in 2022 and 2023, which is promising that we can cure many more such cancers.
That's brilliant. That actually puts me in great spirits to know that the biggest takeaway from this is that the objective should be to survive, because medicine is evolving and technology is evolving, and you don't know, in 5 years you might just have a cure for leukemia with a survival rate of 100%. That's brilliant, sir. And coming back, it brings me to my last question. There's this when I was researching, and when you actually talk to people about leukemia, there is this big misconception that only children are affected with it. So is that true? Are only children affected by it, or can adults be also affected by it?
Apurva, there are many myths associated with leukemia. From 0 to 90 years, any person on this world who has taken birth can be affected with leukemia. One. Second thing, the moment word you listen to leukemia, it is a conglomeration of many diseases. It's just not one disease. So like there are 250 cancers, okay? And every cancer, in breast cancer itself has got 15 types of breast cancers, which we deal with now. So it is becoming more complex and complex. Why? From a journal point of view, it is becoming complex. But from the medical science, it is unraveling the underlying pathophysiology of each and every cancer so that you can target those pathways which is causing cancer. Understand the technology is moving so fast. There are myths which comes to the mind of a common Indian man, a public, when it comes to leukemia, is a death sentence. In 2021, it's not a death sentence. 60 to 70% people survive, and they survive normally. CML patients are living for more than 20 years. Multiple myeloma patients from 3 years, survival has jumped up to 7 to 8 years. It means if you have myeloma today, you're going to be alive in 2027, where you might just have a targeted therapy or a CAR T cell therapy, which is going to change the whole game. Leukemias, bone marrow transplant has provided 60% success rate in the AML and ALL. Similarly, in many other diseases, lymphoma, 60 to 70% people are cured by a targeted medication. So blood cancer is no longer a death sentence. Second biggest problem, chemotherapy is going to make me worse. It's going to have a hair fall. So that's a stigma which we live with, hair fall, hair fall, hair fall. And that's where the latest technology is going through is, you don't have a hair fall. It will be a thinning of hairs, but you will not have a hair fall in CML. You will not have a hair fall in myeloma. You will not have a hair fall in ALL. You will not have a hair fall in lymphoma. So see how you're not becoming dreadful. The chemotherapies are not making you worse. They are your supporters. And third thing is going to be expensive, because every time we keep on talking about expenses, we are 1/10 the cost of any American or European country. And these endeavors like Cadila and other companies, generic companies, along with Government of India, had made it possible that these medications generic medications are available to the masses to the last mile. So people, even without money, 2,000 rupees worth imatinib they can take and survive for next 30 years. So I think gone are those days where you have to sell your land to get the treatment for blood cancer. You have to adopt it. You have to understand it. You have to embrace that even if you have a cancer, which might be just a part of a lifestyle like diabetes, hypertension, you can get cured. The answer is, please don't get panicked. You can survive. Talk to your doctor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Bhargav. This has been extremely insightful. And, the one thought that would talk about this conversation is that hope. Hope is that one factor that we should not lose. And, if we have that strength that we require, we can actually get through it. We can actually beat leukemia. It's not a death sentence. It's very important to understand the symptoms at a very early stage. You can get cured. And even if you do get detected, it's completely okay. The medication is so advanced, the technology is so advanced, we can get through it. Thank you, Dr. Bhargav, for joining us today. This has been extremely...
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing that knowledge about leukemia. A lot of myths were broken today.
Thank you, Apurva. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhargav. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. We will see you in the next episode of Wake Up to Health.